All right, so I'm here with Phillip Meese. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Meese? He is the founder of Carnivore Bar. And for those of you who are not familiar with Carnivore Bar or haven't had a chance to try one, I thought it would be good to also know some of the background on the people who do this, why they do this, because I find that it supports what we're doing to have these type of vendors available. So what's the story, Phil?
So, there I was in Afghanistan. I was a combat medic. I found myself treating way more digestive issues than I did bullet wounds and shrapnel. And I was like, something's really wrong.
Interesting.
In this picture. And so I got terribly ill myself on antibiotics and heavy preservative-laden food. I was like, man, there's got to be a better way to send healthy food to the battlefield. And so I took that idea, put it on the back burner for a while, did my health hacking, stumbling many times, came across Carnivore. Immediately the fog cleared. I lost 40 pounds. I felt amazing, cleared up any mental health issues I had, which was my chief complaint. And I was like, oh wait, now I know what we need on the battlefield. And that's just meat. But how do you get it to the battlefield in its shelf-stable form? And so I took inspiration from Native Americans.
Yeah.
So this is parfleche, and they would have put pemmican in this. And so it's dried meat, just pulverized down to a dust, and then it's mixed with tallow. Everybody loves tallow. Tallow is a hot buzzword, but when you mix it together and you get all that moisture out of it, it's shelf-stable for decades. Native Americans didn't have any refrigeration, so they would have packed this full of pemmican and then sealed it with tallow on the top, and when they were ready to eat it, they'd crack it, throw away that oxidized piece of tallow, and the pemmican inside would be pristine, preserved from oxygen and moisture for decades. I was like, I've got to make this. So once I got inspired by Carnivore, I made the Carnivore Bar for people just like you and all of your followers, so that they can have pemmican, high-fat red meat anywhere they need it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great when you're out walking or if you're going hiking or doing anything where you're going to be isolated from being able to get some food. Heck, at a football stadium or even a movie theater.
Airplanes. Yeah, movie theaters are fun.
Yeah.
Because that way you don't feel like you're missing out. But like, even at conferences, if you don't have time to eat or you don't know how food is going to be prepared.
Yeah.
Soy oil is like the #1 cook surface oil that they'll put on anything. So you can have an amazing grass-fed, grass-finished steak cooked in soy oil or canola.
Yeah.
And then you'll get contaminated. If you react to it like I do,
Yeah, me too.
then you'll know right away if something's gone wrong. But if you have pemmican, you never have to be reliant on it.
Yeah.
Or my favorite, when someone who loves you says, oh, you're carnivore, here's a sirloin, extra rare, or like extra well done, extra trim, no fat, not a drop of fat on it. And you're eating this dry, hard meat. It's like, oh yeah, carnivore. It's like, no, without that fat, I feel miserable.
Yeah. That's what I see about the ribeyes and stuff that you buy that come from the other countries, and it'll say not graded, imported. That's what that meat's like. There's no fat on it. It's just like eating a shoe or something.
It's very hard to get that good fat, to get that tallow, to be that saturated fat on grass alone. So one of the big things about our product is it's 50% fat by weight. So it's just a huge bunch of tallow with a little bit of meat mixed in.
So what's the calorie ratio?
Because of the energy density of tallow, of fat, it's 80% calories from fat. So it's perfect keto macros. 80% calories from fat, and this is actually the same recipe that the Native Americans would use. So thousands of years old, they're eating a food that just happens to fit our trendy keto diet. And it's like, wow, that's too much of a coincidence for me to ignore. I was like, this is definitely the macros that I want to put in my bar. And are you familiar with paleomedicina?
No.
So paleomedicina has done some of the furthest anti-cancer research in Hungary. A bunch of carnivores got together to study high-fat carnivore, and they use 80% calories from fat. And so they have a lot of research that backs up the carnivore movement and the carnivore diet, and it's proven in their study as long as you keep fat macros high.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, all these roads start to crisscross, and I'm like, well, I'm no genius, but I can at least follow all of these brilliant people that have come before and do my best to imitate it.
Yeah, and you've got some that are just like plain, right?
Plain salted.
Plain salted.
We have a little bit of raw honey in some.
You got garlic, honey barbecue, apple pie, honey salted. Are there any other flavors? Or?
Well, these are our top 5, but this zesty garlic and honey barbecue have pluck seasoning in it, so it's nose to tail nutrition. So this zesty garlic is 0 carb. If you can handle a little bit of spices, not everyone can. This way, at least you're getting that organ-based nutrition. So he has a blend of organs. So the honey barbecue has that with a little bit of raw honey. But I like to think of the raw honey ones as gateway drugs for like kids or people who are considering carnivore. And then for our hardcore OGs, it's salted, garlic, or we even do an unsalted. For those people who are controlling their sodium to a fine level, they don't want extra salt, we do an unsalted pemmican, just for them.
That's good. Yeah, I'd love to have smoked salt. I usually put a little smoked salt on mine.
Funny enough, the honey barbecue has smoked salt in it.
So what is pluck seasoning? I'd never heard that before I read that on the ingredients of the honey barbecue.
Really? So it is an organ-based seasoning. James is a chef who takes a seasoning blend and adds in organs. You can even get it pure if you don't do spices. He'll just send you a blend of organs that you can sprinkle on your food. So his idea is that you want to eat a whole food and you want to eat those organs in a way that would be recognizable to your body. A lot of people are doing pills nowadays with organs.
Yeah.
And James' thought is that you should eat it like your normal food. So if he can combine it with a seasoning flavor, then that way more people would get the nutrition that they need. So if you're eating muscle meat alone, as a lot of carnivores do, you're missing out on, I think it's copper. You have a copper to zinc ratio. You're also missing out on some of the glycine. You have a lot of methionine, but you don't have a lot of glycine if you don't have collagen or organ meats. So your methionine glycine ratio is important if you're like a Ray Peter. Have you heard of Ray Pete?
No.
Okay, well, he's off the path of carnivore. So I don't blame you for that. They're sugar fiends, but they have some interesting insights into amino acids. And so if you think that organs are a part of a natural ancestral diet, plenty of research says they are.
Yeah.
If that's your cup of tea, we put a little bit in our pemmican.
Yeah, and most people are kind of averse to eating organs because of the flavor or just the thought of it. But if it doesn't taste like them.
It doesn't taste like organs.
Yeah, sure didn't.
Zesty garlic is just really, really clean, no sugar at all. And the honey barbecue is very, very mild. We do like just a tiny little dab of honey because we're not trying to throw people off the path. But if you are animal based, we don't want the barrier to entry to be so Spartan.
Yeah, I noticed the honey didn't have a real sweet flavor like the apple pie does. The apple pie was too sweet for me.
Yep.
Teddy loves it. But the honey, I actually was impressed with it. The fact that it didn't hit me with a bolt of sweetness that I'm not used to.
So many paleo brands will do that. Is they'll just drown it in honey.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well now you've made a candy bar.
Yeah.
It's like, well no, we took pemmican. It's still 35 grams of fat. Even the apple pie bar, it has 12 grams of carbs. So it's 3-to-1 fat to carbs. And that's the sweetest as we're willing to go because we want it to be satiating and nourishing more than we want it to be, bliss in your mouth. We're not trying to make processed food, but we are trying to make meat more accessible.
These have no carbs, right?
None.
Salt. Yeah.
That was the only bar I thought I was going to make in 2019. That's
you got
the only
people
one
asking for the other stuff, I'm sure.
have-
Zesty garlic is 0 also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. They've been pulling my arm to add honey, and they've been pulling my arm to add fruit. Apples, a little bit of apple I said okay to, but I've been fighting them the whole way.
So the honey salted and the honey barbecue are 7, and you say this one's 12?
That one's 12 grams carbs. For me, with Afghanistan, I always got dysbiosis with the antibiotics. I really have to be careful. I don't want to eat any fiber. Fiber messes me up. And so for me, this is a safety, maybe emergency only kind of thing. Is like, this is security. This is food security. And for me, as vulnerable carnivore, that's the kind of security that matters most.
I can relate. These were a lifesaver while I was ill recently after a bout of COVID, and it just left me I didn't want to cook. I didn't want to eat. I just had no flavor. I had no smell that I could, I couldn't perceive any smell or flavor, I should say, for the most part. And I needed to eat. I knew I was hungry, but I just didn't want to cook anything.
Yeah.
I was having like one of these a day for a couple of weeks at least,
great.
if not more.
Well,
because they were lifesavers.
That's exactly why I created it. Maybe it's not an everyday for you, but when you got floored and you needed something, it was there. I've had people go in for a surgery post-op, have children.
Just being in the hospital, your family can bring you something that you can eat.
They don't want to eat the hospital food.
Right.
They don't want to eat the orange juice that's only orange in color, the skim milk, and the vegetables. It's like, no, or the donut. A lot of cases I've seen processed food served in hospitals.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, what is this doing in a hospital?
That's pretty much all they have. I mean, they might have chicken or something on there, but...
Trying to check out, not check.
Yeah, well, they want you to come back. Well, hey, I appreciate you sharing the story, Phillip.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure working with you guys. It's been wonderful.
We are a brand that is here to serve the customer. We're here to serve carnivores, and so we couldn't do it without you and all of your supporters. Thank you so much.
Welcome. All right, thanks again.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?